Welcome to Coins Hunter USA, the ultimate destination for rare coin enthusiasts and treasure seekers across America. Glowing star, if you've ever wondered whether that old quarter in your pocket could be worth a fortune, you're in the right place. Here, we dive deep into the fascinating world of US rare coins, uncovering hidden gems that turn ordinary pocket change into extraordinary treasures. Today, we're unlocking the secrets of one of the most iconic coins in American history, the Washington Quarter. From its rich design legacy to the rare minting errors that make collectors go crazy, this coin has stories to tell and surprises that might just be sitting in your spare change. So sit back, grab your coins, and let's find out together, could your Washington Quarter be the next big discovery? Magnifying glass tilted left, money bag. Let's begin the hunt. This is Coins Hunter USA. United States Gemstone. Top 1 today, on Coins Hunter USA, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating stories in US coin history, the 1991 Washington Quarter. At first glance, it looks like just another piece of everyday change. But hidden among millions of ordinary quarters are a few rare treasures that collectors dream about, coins that can be worth tens of thousands of dollars because of their rarity, history, and those little minting mistakes that slipped through unnoticed over 3 decades ago. Let's go back to 1991, a time when the world was changing fast. The Gulf War was in the headlines, the internet was still a mystery, and in the US Mint, millions of Washington quarters were being struck in Philadelphia and Denver. These quarters carried the familiar image of George Washington on the obverse and the bold eagle on the reverse, a proud symbol of American strength. But here's the twist: not all 1991 quarters were created equal. Among the billions minted, a handful came out with mysterious and valuable minting errors that make them stand out to sharp-eyed collectors even today. Some coins show doubling on the date or the lettering, known as a double die error. This happens when the die used to strike the coin shifts ever so slightly between strikes. That tiny movement creates a ghost-like double image that's almost invisible to the casual eye, but to collectors, it's a golden ticket. Other 1991 quarters have off-center strikes, where the design isn't perfectly aligned, leaving part of the coin blank or distorted. And then there are those with missing mint marks, especially those from Philadelphia, where mint marks were not supposed to be missing, making them extremely desirable to specialists who hunt for these small details. One of the biggest reasons these coins are so rare is because 1991 was not a proof-heavy year for the mint. Most coins were mass-produced for circulation, which means they were never handled with the same care as collector's editions. The few surviving high-grade coins, those in mint state condition, especially MS-67 and higher, are the ones that make serious money today. Imagine finding a 1991 quarter that's been hiding for 30 years, untouched by time. No scratches, no wear, just that perfect mint luster glinting under the light. Now imagine that coin being so rare that collectors line up to bid on it at auction, driving its price through the roof. And here's where it gets even more fascinating. Some 1991 quarters have unusual planchet errors, meaning they were struck on the wrong type of metal blank, sometimes even on foreign planchets intended for other countries' coins. These wrong planchet errors are among the most mysterious and valuable mistakes in coin history. So next time you get change from the grocery store, or you empty out your coin jar, don't just glance over those quarters. Look closer, check for doubling, off-center strikes, unusual edges, or anything that looks different. The difference between an ordinary 25 cents and a small fortune could be sitting right there in your hand. Collectors love this coin not only because of its value but also because it tells a story of precision, human error, and the magic of discovery. Every rare 1991 Washington quarter is a tiny piece of American history that slipped through the cracks, a reminder that even in a world of mass production, true uniqueness can still exist. And when one of these rare 1991 Washington quarters finally appears in an auction, it doesn't just make headlines, it makes dreams come true. Because one of these incredible coins was recently valued at a jaw-dropping $94,000, yes, you heard that right, $94,000 for a single quarter. So coin lovers, history enthusiasts, and treasure hunters, the next time you're counting your change, remember this: fortune sometimes hides in the most ordinary places. That shiny 1991 Washington quarter in your pocket might just be your lucky one. Top 2 today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating coins ever produced by the US Mint, the 1994 Washington Quarter, a coin that may look ordinary at first glance but can be worth a small fortune to the right collector. Let's go back in time for a moment, to the mid-1990s. It's 1994. The US Mint in Philadelphia and Denver are busy striking millions of Washington quarters. These coins feature the legendary image of George Washington on the front, designed by John Flanagan, a design that had already been circulating since 1932. On the reverse, we see the majestic eagle clutching arrows and olive branches, representing strength and peace. It's a piece of art, history, and patriotism, all combined into 25 cents. Now, most of these coins went straight into circulation and lived normal lives, passed through countless hands, pockets, and cash registers. But a few, just a few, came out of the mint with something extraordinary, minting errors, and these rare mistakes are what make the 1994 Washington quarter truly valuable today. Some of these coins showed double die errors, where the die that stamps the coin shifted slightly during minting. If you look closely, you'll notice faint doubling on the words Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, or even on the date 1994. That small, nearly invisible doubling can turn a 25-cent coin into a collector's dream worth thousands. Then we have the off-center strikes, one of the most visually stunning errors you can find. Imagine looking at a quarter and seeing that Washington's head is slightly cut off, or the rim is missing from one side. It's not a damaged coin, it's a rare mint error that escaped quality control, and collectors absolutely love these pieces because no two are ever identical. One of the most mysterious and exciting errors is the missing clad layer. Quarters are supposed to have layers of copper and nickel, giving them that shiny silver appearance. But when one of those layers fails to bond properly, the coin ends up with a dull, copper-like tone, almost as if it's a penny trapped inside a quarter's shape. These coins look strange, feel different, and are instantly recognizable as rare minting anomalies, and believe it or not, a few 1994 quarters were struck on the wrong planchets entirely, metal blanks intended for other coins, sometimes for dimes or even foreign currencies. These wrong planchet strikes are among the rarest of all, and if one happens to still have a full readable date, you could be holding a genuine treasure. Another key factor that determines a coin's value is its condition and grade. Mint state, MS, coins, especially those graded MS 67 or higher by NGC or PCGS, are extremely hard to find. A perfectly preserved 1994 quarter with no scratches, full luster, and sharp details can easily command thousands of dollars at auction, but let's not forget about the proof coins, minted in San Francisco for collectors. These proofs have mirror-like fields and frosted designs that look almost three-dimensional. A flawless 1994 S-proof quarter graded PR70 Deep Cameo is one of the most visually stunning coins you'll ever see, and collectors pay top dollar for perfection. Now, why are these coins so sought after? Because they're not just money, they're pieces of American history. Each coin tells a story, of craftsmanship, human error, and survival through decades of circulation. Many of these coins vanished into piggy banks, soda machines, or coin jars long ago. But once in a while, one resurfaces, and that's where the excitement begins. Imagine this, you're sorting through your old change one evening, and something catches your eye. You notice a slight doubling on the date, or the rim looks a bit off. You decide to take a closer look, and realize you might be holding one of the rarest 1994 quarters ever struck. You send it for grading, and soon after, your phone rings. It's an auction house calling to tell you that collectors are already lining up to bid. The bidding starts, $1,000, then $5,000, then $10,000. The excitement builds, the crowd watches, and the number keeps climbing higher and higher. When the hammer finally drops, the final sale price leaves everyone stunned, $91,000 for a single 1994 Washington quarter. That's right, $91,000, so, before you spend your next quarter, take a moment to really look at it. Examine the details, the rim, the lettering, the finish. You never know what secrets might be hiding in plain sight. That small coin jingling in your pocket could be worth more than a brand new car. Coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a hunt, an adventure, and a way to connect with history in your own hands. And who knows, maybe your lucky find will be the next coin to make headlines. Top 3. We're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1995 Washington quarter, a coin that may look ordinary, but holds some incredible secrets that could make any collector's heart race. So, sit back, relax, and let's uncover what makes this particular coin so rare, valuable, and exciting. The Washington quarter has been a part of U.S. history since 1932, featuring the proud portrait of George Washington, the nation's first president. But what sets the 1995 edition apart is not the design, it's the hidden errors and minting quirks that slipped past the mint's quality control. These small mistakes are exactly what transform an everyday coin into a collector's dream. Now, let's talk about why some 1995 quarters are so special. One of the most famous types of valuable 1995 quarters are the double die errors. In these coins, parts of the design, like the word Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, or even the date itself, appear to have a slight doubling effect. At first glance, it might look like your eyes are playing tricks on you, but under a magnifying glass, that doubling is clear as day. It's a result of a small shift in the die when the coin was struck, and collectors go crazy for these unique errors because no two are ever exactly alike. Another type of error that makes the 1995 Washington quarter incredibly valuable is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank isn't perfectly aligned under the press during minting. The result? Washington's portrait might appear shifted to one side, and part of the design may be missing entirely. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin becomes. Some are even missing nearly half the design, making them truly one-of-a-kind. Then, there's the missing clad layer error, a fascinating mistake where the coin's nickel layer doesn't properly bond with the copper core. The result is a quarter that looks strangely copper-toned or has a patchy, incomplete silver surface. These coins often stand out immediately when compared to normal quarters, and they can sell for astonishing amounts depending on condition and visibility of the error. A few 1995 quarters have also been found struck on wrong planchets, meaning the metal disc used to make the coin wasn't meant for a quarter at all. Imagine finding a 1995 quarter that was accidentally struck on a dime blank or even on a foreign coin planchet. These ultra-rare mistakes are some of the most valuable coins you could ever find in your pocket change. Now, condition is everything in the world of coin collecting. Even without a major error, if your 1995 quarter has never been circulated and retains that brilliant mint luster, known as mint state condition, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Coins graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC are particularly rare and highly sought after. Proof coins, especially the 1995 S-proof quarters minted in San Francisco, with their deep cameo contrast and flawless mirror finish, are also prized possessions for serious collectors. But what makes this year truly fascinating is that 1995 marked the final full year before the mint began preparing for the 50-state quarters program that launched in 1999. This means the 1995 Washington quarter was one of the last classic eagleback designs of its era, giving it a special place in modern U.S. coinage history. Every once in a while, a rare gem surfaces, a 1995 quarter that somehow survived decades of circulation in near-perfect condition, or one with a stunning minting error that escaped detection. These are the coins that take the spotlight at auctions, catching the attention of collectors and investors alike. Imagine this: you're sitting at home, sorting through an old jar of change, and suddenly you spot a 1995 quarter with something unusual, a slightly shifted strike, or a doubling on the lettering. You check it under a magnifier, and your pulse quickens as you realize what you're looking at. You send it for grading, and the results confirm it. You've just discovered one of the rarest 1995 Washington quarters ever struck. When that coin finally goes up for auction, the bids start rolling in: $1,000, $5,000, then $10,000, and the crowd watches in awe as the final hammer drops at a jaw-dropping $91,000 for a single 25-cent coin. That's right, $91,000. So the next time you're about to spend your spare change, take a second look. That 1995 Washington quarter in your hand could be more than just pocket money. It could be a hidden treasure waiting to change your life. Coin collecting isn't just about metal and money, it's about stories, history, and discovery. Each rare coin reminds us that incredible things can still be hiding in the most ordinary places. Top 4 coins that most people spend every day without realizing their true worth. Today's story is about the 1996 Washington quarter, a coin that hides incredible secrets and has turned ordinary people into proud owners of rare and valuable collectibles. The Washington quarter series began way back in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday, and since then, it's become one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history. By 1996, millions of quarters had already been minted, but only a few of them, a tiny handful, contain the rare errors and special features that make them worth an absolute fortune today. Now, let's dive into what makes the 1996 quarter stand out. While most 1996 quarters are worth just face value, certain ones possess minting mistakes, known as errors, that dramatically increase their value. These errors aren't just minor flaws, they're the very reason some collectors spend years hunting for these coins. One of the most desirable varieties is the double die obverse. This happens when the coin's design is accidentally struck twice but slightly misaligned, creating a shadow-like doubling effect on the text or design. Look closely at your 1996 quarter. If you see doubling on the words "Liberty, in God We Trust," or even the date, you might be looking at a coin worth thousands of dollars. Another rare and valuable type is the off-center strike error. Imagine a coin that's not perfectly centered when it's struck. Maybe Washington's portrait looks shifted, or part of the rim is missing entirely. These coins look unusual, even incomplete, but collectors go absolutely wild for them. The more off-center the strike, the higher the value. Then, there's the clipped planchet error, where a portion of the coin appears to have been sliced off before it was struck. These coins are rare and can be worth a small fortune depending on how dramatic the clipping is. Another valuable variety comes from missing clad layer errors. Normally, a Washington quarter is made of a copper core sandwiched between two nickel layers, giving it that shiny silver appearance. But when one of those layers is missing, the coin looks coppery or uneven in color, and that's exactly what collectors look for. These coins are extremely rare and can sell for several $1,000s depending on their condition. Now, let's talk about the proof and mint mark differences. In 1996, quarters were struck at three main U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, marked with a P, Denver, marked with a D, and San Francisco, marked with an S. The San Francisco Mint produced special proof coins made exclusively for collectors, using polished dies and planchets that give the coin a mirror-like shine. These proof quarters, especially if they're in perfect deep cameo condition, are highly sought after, but what truly sets some 1996 quarters apart is their pristine condition. Collectors and grading services like PCGS and NGC evaluate these coins based on their quality, from worn and circulated to near-perfect mint state condition. A 1996 Washington quarter graded MS68 or higher is considered a gem. It's almost flawless under magnification, with sharp details and brilliant luster. Such coins are incredibly rare because even a small scratch or mark from circulation can dramatically reduce their value. There's also a fascinating piece of history behind the 1996 quarter. This coin was part of the last few years before the state quarters program began in 1999, a series that would forever change American coin collecting. The 1996 issue still features the classic heraldic eagle on the reverse side, symbolizing the strength and pride of the United States. For collectors, that makes the 1996 quarter one of the final chapters of a historic design era. Imagine stumbling upon a 1996 quarter with one of these rare minting errors. Maybe it's been sitting in your coin jar for years, or hidden away in your grandfather's old collection. You send it in for grading, expecting a few dollars at most, and then the unbelievable happens. The results come back, confirming it's a high-grade rare error coin. When it goes to auction, collectors from all over the country start bidding. The numbers climb higher and higher as the crowd watches: 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, and when the final hammer drops, the coin sells for an astonishing $86,000. That's right, $86,000 for a single 25-cent coin. It's incredible to think that something so small, something we use every day, could hold that kind of hidden value. But that's the magic of coin collecting. It's not just about money, it's about discovery, history, and the thrill of finding something extraordinary in the ordinary. So, if you've got a jar of change lying around, take a closer look at your quarters, especially the ones from 1996. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual colors. You never know what treasure might be hiding right in your hands. Thank you for watching Coins Hunter USA. If you enjoyed learning about this rare and valuable 1996 Washington quarter, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more exciting coin discoveries, and share this video with your friends who might also have a hidden gem waiting to be found. Stay curious, keep searching, and remember, your next coin could be worth a fortune.